Okay, I think we're going to get started. I have 10:03. I want to welcome everybody that was able to join us this morning. My name is Adam Pearl. I'm president and CEO of ArtPride New Jersey. I am a white cisgender male in my early 40s with short brown hair. Today I'm wearing a blue-green shirt, and I'm here at ArtPride's headquarters. So I have some wonderful art on my office walls behind me. I want to welcome everyone to ArtPride Summer Webinar. We're so glad that so many of our colleagues could join us this morning. I want to mention that we do have closed captioning available, and I believe you can utilize that at the bottom of your screen. I also want to point out, as we go through the webinar, to encourage you to use the questions and answers Q&A feature if you have any questions for us as we go through some of the information this morning. And I see many of you are already using the chat feature to say hello to one another, and keep an eye on that. We'll drop some links in there along the way. But as always, we are recording the webinar. So if there's a piece of information you didn't catch or you want to go back to or you want to share with another colleague, the webinar will be available. We do have a page on the ArtPride website that makes it super easy to go to and grab the webinars, and our team typically has them up and available later today. So keep an eye out for that. And with that, I'm going to drop that link for the webinars into the chat, and I'm going to introduce my colleague, Anne-Marie Miller, who is ArtPride's Director of Public Policy and Advocacy. Hi, Anne-Marie.
Hi, Adam. You sound like, we just did this yesterday. I'm going to beg everybody's indulgence here because it's been a little while. As Adam introduced me by my name, I am seasoned in age, a white female, blue shirt. I have some artwork behind me and an open window, and I am coming to you from the land of the Lenni Lenape unceded territory and mystical central New Jersey. So we're going to start, Vince, with the money update, which has to do with the budget that was passed late last month. And in it, there was $31.9 million, the same amount as last year of art support through an appropriation to the State Council on the Arts. So yay for that. No fireworks. It was something we actually were hopefully anticipating. And on top of that, there was $15 million of American Rescue Plan funds for art support and creative placemaking through the New Jersey Economic Development Authority, and a program that is yet to be designed and announced. So we actually were, it's complicated. We'll go to the next slide and I'll try to explain it a little bit more, but we're very grateful to the legislature and the administration for those funds. Just to remind everyone that the State Arts Council meeting is coming up on the 26th. If you go to their website, you can find the information. The meeting ID and passcode through Zoom is there at the bottom, and there is closed captioning as well. This is their annual meeting, in which they will be talking about the grants being awarded with the appropriation that we just talked about. Next slide, please. Also, cultural trusts, these are things coming up. So I tried to block these slides together. Application for qualification is due July 20th to be eligible for FY23 grants. So I wanted to make sure that everybody knew that this was available and a possibility for them. You do have to be qualified. You can go to their website to look and see if your organization is qualified. But in order to be able to apply for a grant coming up, this is essential. Izzy Kasdan is the new executive director of the Cultural Trust. Her email and phone number is there on the slide if you have questions. And this is a really important time for arts organizations to be able to apply after having experienced the impact of COVID, and to start thinking about preparing themselves for financial stability in terms of different types of consultancies, or um, help with establishing cash reserves, endowments, etc. So I really strongly encourage you to make sure you're qualified as an organization and be ready to apply for the grants. Next slide, please. All right, so here's what's going on. So we got $15 million of American Rescue Plan funds, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the county funds coming up as well. But there was a bill introduced, you could see early in June, June 6th, and there's two versions, S2800 and A4233. This bill is something that we've been working on for quite a while, to appropriate $70 million in federal funds to the Economic Development Authority to continue to provide federal support through the state for organizations negatively impacted by the pandemic. So next slide, please, Vince, you'll see the sponsors to date on these bills, and actually in the Assembly, it is now bipartisan, with the Assemblywoman Dunn as the Republican in there. And so there, next slide, please. There is an Act Now link for you, and this is like my senators and Assembly people here, to appeal to them to co-sponsor this bill. So the first thing people ask me is, well, what do you think is going to happen? And of course, we have no idea. But at the same time, I can give you a sense of the timeline. These bills have already been referred to committee. The legislature will most likely not be meeting during the summertime, which gives us the summertime and early fall to begin to just reach out to our legislators. Now, again, what's going to happen? The more co-sponsors we get, the better off we are, just as we were with 83101 to get the appropriation up to $31.9 million. The more support we have, the easier it is to pass. It's going to go through committee. They're going to ask questions about why so much, what's going on. And this is your actual opportunity to talk to your legislators and tell them, what are you still struggling with? What's going on? Is attendance lower? Has the subvariant affected ticket sales, attendance? What kind of costs are you still incurring to be able to create safe environments for people to enjoy the arts? So in our email that we sent out, next slide, please. I think that's the email. No, okay, it's okay. You don't have to go back, Vince. In the email we sent out to the field, we also asked folks if they're willing to meet with their legislators in person. We do have a fair amount of new legislators, and we've gotten some really positive feedback from folks saying, yes, I'd be interested. And we'll be holding some Zoom training sessions for them. That our Act Now website also has talking points that are, increasingly becoming outdated as we need to learn more about the existing current impact of the pandemic, the protracted effects of the pandemic over time on the arts. So please send the emails out. We've already had over 1,000 emails sent, but the more, the better. This is a good time, actually. Legislators, even though it's summertime and they have the time, they're not in Trenton, they can meet with people, they can talk to you. You don't have to meet in person if you're uncomfortable. They welcome Zoom meetings. So this is a good time to build support for that. And we'll continue to provide talking points, feedback, and training on that bill. This is just something that popped up on my inbox about the fact that the Department of Community Affairs has a registration survey still regarding, I believe there's money left to assist organizations that have been impacted by Hurricane Ida. So the link there is at the bottom. If you have assistance needs, there's a contact person there that you can reach out and let them know. And I know that there were several arts organizations, whether it was Roxy Ballet, Montclair Film, that have been affected by Hurricane Ida. So I just want to make sure that people knew this was available. Next slide, please. Okay, before we get into AEP, the only other thing I wanted to mention, I have my note here, is that American Rescue Plan funds continue to be available on a county level. And we've heard some wonderful success stories. Just recently, over 3 million, almost 3 million or over $3 million was awarded to arts organizations in Monmouth County through the persistent advocacy of Monmouth Arts. And there, I think it was $24 million in total to nonprofit arts organizations in Monmouth County. I believe Bergen County is also has $500,000 that they were ready to, or not ready to, but can award to arts organizations as well. I know Cumberland County has done something. So this is not over, and I encourage you to, reach out to your county elected officials, appointed officials through the commissioners, et cetera, to let them know that this funding is still needed and can be distributed with the help of some of our cultural and heritage commissions. Okay, so next thing on the list here is the AEP 6 survey. So AEP is Arts and Economic Prosperity 6. It is the 6th survey nationally that Americans for the Arts conducted nationally. I think I said that twice. And ArtPride and the state of New Jersey was involved in Arts and Economic Prosperity 5 that took place in 2017. So every 5 years, Americans for the Arts does this again. It's going to be a year-long survey tool. It started in May, and it goes all the way through April 2023. It's actually been delayed because of COVID. It was supposed to, I believe, happen last year and has been pushed ahead because of, the fact that we want to survey people who are attending arts events, and that actually, has increased over the past 6 months to 6 to 8 months, I guess. Next slide, please. So why is an arts participation study important? And these are some of the reasons, recognition of arts and cultural organizations as businesses, understanding their role in driving commerce to local businesses, the fact that, in New Jersey, we discovered through AEP 5 that arts attendees spend on average about $31.47 per person outside of the ticket cost on ancillary spending related to meals, parking, lodging, retail, etc. It points out to the fact that arts travelers are strong tourists, and the fact that there are big returns that come back from these small investments. Next slide, please. So this is what our study for the state of New Jersey kind of looked like. It's on the artpridenj.org research page. The Arts Council helped us, last time around in terms of helping us logistically and accessing information, and it also helped with a grant to pay for the study. This is some of the results. We did this infographic that was really helpful after it was released in 2017. And we were sat at the State House, stood at the State House, welcomed legislators, had these signs and talked about the economic impact. It's part of a long educational process about, the this economic impact of the arts and actually the audience of the legislature, this is the stuff that really sort of sings to them when you get outside of the intrinsic value of the arts, and talking about arts education and arts participation. So next slide, please. So we took the information after 2017 and updated it for Keep Jersey Arts Alive. So the Arts Council provided us with some grant report information. And at the same time, we took the economic calculator that was provided through AEP 5, which still exists, I believe, on our website and on the Americans for the Arts website. And we came up with these numbers that are part of Keep Jersey Arts Alive. So, you know, I want to say, I don't know what the next slide is because I don't remember. Next slide, please. Okay. So I want to say that I really, truly, and honestly believe that AEP 5 and the Keep Jersey Arts Alive updates were instrumental in helping us get to the 31.9 mark for arts appropriation and the related COVID funding that came through the State Arts Council, came through the EDA, and continues to come through because it talks about the impact of the arts. For AEP 6, these are our 13 local partners. They are, you know, many of the counties and the city of Jersey City as well. So they will be conducting these surveys in each individual location. And as a result, they will get their own study that is specific to their geographic location. Next slide, please. And we will get the full study for the state of New Jersey that includes all the information in aggregate from all those local partners. So how can you participate? So please, please, please take this audience survey when you attend a cultural event in New Jersey and you're asked to do that. Our local partners will ask you to complete a quick survey on paper through a tablet, an iPad, or they will offer you a QR code that allows you to take the survey on your mobile device. It's important for you to take the survey while you are at the arts or cultural venue, like before the performance, you know, during, while you're at an exhibit, you know, in a museum, or immediately after your attendance. And we'll be sending along lots of ways to encourage people to do that. Our local partners are working on things that range from, you know, audience PA announcements to volunteers who will be at events asking folks to take the survey. Next slide, please. So this is kind of what it looks like. And it's not the full, it's a two-sided, one-page paper survey. And that's not the full survey because I couldn't fit the full image. But it's basically asking you about your related patron spending and then demographic information. All of this information goes over to Americans for the Arts. So on the paper or the QR code will be specific to wherever you are, whatever geographic location you're at. And then you'll be able to do it on your phone. The QR code information goes immediately to Americans for the Arts. The paper surveys get bundled up and sent to Americans for the Arts. And so far in New Jersey, we got a report, I think last week, that about 250 surveys have already been taken. I don't know where, and I don't know who was doing it, but you know, it's a good beginning report. Next slide, please.
Anne-Marie.
Yep.
Well, we just had a couple questions.
Okay. I don't even know what the next slide is anyhow.
Before you move on, they're AEP 6 related. I just figured I'd jump in before you move on. So Aylin Green, hi Aylin, was wondering how the counties were selected for AEP 6, like why were some not included?
So, okay. What we invited all the counties to participate. There is a cost associated with it. It's about $2,500 to $3,000 to participate as a local partner. And many of the counties struggle with infrastructure and are weary of participating because they don't feel they have the capacity to handle this. We've been trying to encourage them to lean on the organizations in their areas to be able to do that. Mercer County did participate in AEP 5. So they have that information. And I think, it comes down to a decision at the county level if they wanted to do it again. Actually, the only local partner that's doing it for the second time is Morris County. This time, all the other counties and the city of Jersey City are first-time local partners. So that hope that answers that question.
2 more questions here. Aylin said it did. Thanks for that response, Aylin. So Phoebe Pollinger was asking, I had 2 questions. Can you advise who in Essex County is in charge, like who's the key contact person for AEP 6? And then Phoebe was also asking, can the county information be broken down by municipality?
So the answer, this doesn't sound like Joe Biden. The answer to this second question is no. The answer to the first question is Kate Hartwig at the Essex County Division of Cultural Affairs through Parks and Recreation. So she's the person who is the point person in Essex County. And then one other point to Aylin's question is that we as the state of New Jersey can go into the counties that are not participating and offer the survey that will contribute to the state of New Jersey. So we have an opportunity to do that. And if anyone is interested in doing that, if you're not in a geographic location of one of our local partners, please let me know, because we can lend you the New Jersey specific survey and QR codes to do that.
Those are all the questions for now. I'll come back if there's more.
Okay, so next slide, please. So we have a bunch of graphics, and we're going to be promoting by social media AEP 6, and these are the types of talking points, and messaging that we want to make sure gets out there. This survey is different from those in the past, AEP 6. There is a significant effort being placed on also making sure that organizations led by our serving people of color are participating. And we have specific paper surveys and QR codes for those organizations as well. So we as ArtPride and working with our local partners are, digging deep into, organizations that are serving people of color, doing programming people of color, to make sure that they are participating as well. And that information will be, again, contributed to the study of the local partners and that of New Jersey. So we're going to do a really hard reach out to those organizations. Okay, and next slide, please. So, okay, so lastly, towards the end here, I just want to make sure that everyone knows that our Summer Stages campaign, there's a call for events. And Summer Stages, Steve Stroud in our office has been working really hard to make sure that Summer Stages, the website and the related social media is very robust. We're trying to make sure that folks know that things are happening all over the state, throughout New Jersey, at arts organizations. So next slide, please. There is a form at the top. There's the link to get your, to at least submit your events for consideration. We can't make promises that every event's going to get there, but we want to have at least, a really strong selection of events to choose from. So these are, you know, the sort of rules and regs related to that. The submission deadline is August 19th, 2022. So you still have time to be part of this. Next slide. That's it. Next webinar, we're back on Fridays in September at 10 a.m. And if there are any more questions, Adam?
Just that John Keith Davis volunteered to get some surveys for the events they're doing in Salem County, and Diane Roberts was asking about who they would contact for surveys in Cumberland County. So I guess this is the general question: is if folks are interested in doing surveys that aren't in counties that are currently being covered, or they want to get involved, you're the best person to contact and reach out to like
Yeah,
delegate to?
Right, for Salem County, it would be us. For Cumberland County, Diane, it's Matt Pizarski. So he's, you know, Cumberland County is one of the local partners. So he has all of the information related to, you know, the survey for Cumberland County with the paper and the QR code. So, you know, all I can ask is that the folks here today who represent arts organizations that are geographically located in those partner areas. We will have a web page set up at the ArtPride website. We have all our local partners listed, but what I think we will make sure we do is have links to the contact people in each of the local partner areas. Is basically, if they have not reached out to you yet, reach out to them and say that you're interested in participating and how can you do that? Because you know, these counties are run by like 2 to 3 people sometimes, and they really need to rely on the generosity and the willingness of the arts organizations in their areas to be able to help them get all this information.
Before we go, I just wanted to thank the full ArtPride team. I know Vince is with us. He's working behind the scenes here, but for Jim and Tanisha, C, Megan, all working hard for the team. And I also wanted to thank, I saw that we have a number of our board members, including our board chair, Allison Lorena. So I just wanted to thank those that are supporting. And I think there's even a few funders on the call today too. Can't do it without them or our members. So just want to thank everybody for doing their part. ArtPride is a full team effort for sure. Oh, wait, we just got another question. Oh no, people just thanking us. I think we're good, Emery.
All right, it's summertime, so we got it down to, you know, half an hour, which is cool, right? And stay cool, everybody, and stay safe. And if you have questions in the meantime, certainly reach out to Adam, me, Vince, and we'll do our best to answer all of them. Thanks.
Absolutely. Take care, everybody. Take care of yourselves and stay well, stay safe.